So there's a lot more to it than a carpool swap or sending your child over to their house to hang. My next guest is advocating for a better relationship in a space that often gets overlooked. In today's Girlfriend Guide, we're covering how to connect with your kids, friends, moms. Here's the thing, it takes confidence, even courage sometimes, and a little bit of persistence too, but with some elbow grease. Kelly Jensen saying you can have a good girlfriend group in no time. We are so excited to have our Studio 5 contributor, our girlfriend, our gal pal, Kelly, sharing her insights on this topic, which I love because sort of nuanced, but there is power in this connection, you believe. Like, your kids are connected, so why do you think the mom should have a unified front too?
I think for a couple of reasons. Your child is spending a lot of time with their child, at their house maybe, their child is at your house, so you want to know where these kids come from a little bit, at least I do. Yeah. And secondly, where are great relationships born? It's born in what you have in common. So if you have like the thing you treasure most in the world in common, seems like a good place to look for a friend.
I agree, commonality, and sometimes we fight for it in odd areas, but what is more common than a love for your kids who love each other? All right, your first suggestion could be tough for a lot of women out there because it is to put yourself out there, which is scary and vulnerable. How can we do this?
I think initiate conversation, be proactive about that, and start those conversations without any, real need for anything back. Just do it as trying to get to know somebody. Ask good questions that you're interested in. Even jot those answers down in your phone as you leave.
I do that.
To help you. I do too.
Yeah, it's helpful.
It is helpful, especially when you have so many things going on. But I often say, try to think of the advice I give my kids in these instances, and I tell them, you're so wonderful, you're so great, and chances are if you need a friend, someone else needs you, so put yourself out there. And if nobody's telling you that, let me be the one to say, people need you, you're wonderful, you have so much to add, you're so great. So put yourself out there and be seen. Let yourself be loved.
I really appreciate the challenge, and you slipped it in there very subtly, but to ask good questions, because it is all too easy to stay on the surface. We know that. And to me, I mean, for some people that is an extension, just to say hi or strike up the how's the weather. But I think for me, the courage comes in having to ask the bigger questions in the casual conversations. That takes bravery.
Well, and that's the way to connect. I mean, what do you want to know? What do you want to have in a friend? And don't be afraid. People want to share their life. If they're looking for a friendship or they want to connect, they want to share those more important things. Yeah. We can talk, like you say, on surface all the time, but when those real connections and real friendships with longevity come in, it's when we know a little bit about each other, about the real stuff.
I'm going to put you on the spot. What's a good question? Like, if someone out there knows a mom, you've had the over-the-fence conversation or the carpool drop-off, hi and goodbye, what's a question you could ask, a question or two that might forge that deeper connection? What do you like to throw out there?
I think that what I like to know is what they value in parenting or with their child. Like, what are you doing with so-and-so that's working right now at this stage in life? Or honestly, things that I'm struggling with, like, do you have any easy recipes? Do you have a go-to like that? Just what do you care about? What are you struggling with? What do you want to create those connections about? Or what are you doing for exercise? Or what are you doing to get out of the house? Or what's your best girls' night?
But you're leveraging that commonality. You're leveraging kind of the offshoots of motherhood or the offshoots of parenthood and using that as your jumping off point.
Well, it's where we are. Yeah. It's where we are in life right now. And so what's more important than the present? So I think just having those questions ready is good.
All right, your next thought is don't give up. And this can be hard because if you do take the first step and put yourself out there and it's not reciprocated, there's this like feeling of shrink, right?
Oh, it's human nature. We all feel it. Like, here I go, I'm using all my courage to introduce myself and, put myself out there, and then there's just nothing, or it falls flat. But I think what we've learned as adults in relationships is that timing is everything. And while I may have all this energy and my drive and my focus is on creating these great friendships, somebody else may be carrying a very heavy, very important load in their life that we know nothing about. So sometimes crossing that midline and not giving up and, continuing to be a support system or a friend or asking questions or, being on the sidelines chatty at the game, that can really help push through and create that friendship that maybe we thought it would look different, but sometimes the best friendships are born from their need of us and not our need of them.
Good, well said, so well said. Finally, you want us to care and connect. What do you mean by that?
This to me is the most important because I feel like when kids are at my house, I want to watch them, notice the good things that are happening, that they're doing, and then pass that on to their parents. Have you ever had a parent come and say, your child did this at my house?
Kelly,
and
it's the best compliment in the world.
best.
When you know your little person is succeeding or thriving in someone else's space, it's like so esteeming.
It really is,
Yeah.
because we're all trying to raise good kids.
Right.
And to know that at your house, my child did something that I've been working so hard to teach them, that can create a connection. I'm thinking, you see my child for the good that they are. That is a connecting factor. And all of a sudden I say, oh, she values that. We have that in common.
I often say, if you want to serve me, serve my family. And the extension of that is, if you want to love me, love my family. I mean, it feels so good, doesn't it?
Yes.
Let's do a little rapid fire, all right? I'll throw out
Yeah.
a stage of life, and you give me an idea of how we might forge these kind of connections you've described. New moms. You're a new mom.
You're a new mom, you're tired, you're not getting a lot of sleep. One thing that I think is really helpful is the Marco Polo app, and I call it Nap Time Marco Polo. Whenever you have time, you create a group of girlfriends in a similar stage of life, and you jump on and you ask questions, or you say, I'm so tired, I'm drowning in laundry, whatever it is. And when they have time, they can jump on and just have it be this nap time conversation. Also, get out and move your body. Send a text around to everybody and say, do you want to go for a walk? I need to get out of the house. Strap that baby to you, or get him in a stroller and get going.
All right, what about moms with younger kids, kind of the 3 to 6-year-old stage?
Play date, like park date is everything.
Yeah.
Even send a text out and say, we're meeting at this park, bring your own lunch. The best babysitter is another kid playing with your kid. It really is.
It's
so
true.
just everybody wrangle the kids at the same time. Another great thing is a freezer meal party where everybody brings 3 freezer meals, you draw numbers, and you leave with 3 meals for your family.
What a fun idea.
Oh, it's the best. My friend Heidi does it every year, and I love it. She does it for soup in the fall.
Oh, that's the best.
It is the best.
Yes.
And you have it, and it's helpful, and you can chat while you're picking numbers.
Yeah,
That's
there's
great.
a wild card element to it.
Yes.
I like it. All right, moms with older kids. This gets more tricky because the kids are busy and essentially don't need you as much.
Yes. This is where I am in life.
Yeah.
And so I'm learning, and really the best thing you can do is get involved. And it doesn't mean that you have to take everything on. That's not what I mean. Be the person who organizes and delegates everything out. Get involved in their teams. Organize a team party and get all the moms' numbers and ask them to bring something. Get involved in the after party at a school dance. Ask all the moms. Every time I have an after party of a dance at my house, I text all the moms and say, can you bring brownies? Can you bring chips? And then they come and they chat, and it's a good opportunity to get to know those parents of older kids.
You are such a spark and such a good jolt of joy for women out there who might be feeling a little stuck in this space. So thank you, really, Kelly. Thank you so much. Great advice, and we can get more of this light from you on social media, too.
Thanks so much.
Kelly Jensen.